Falling speed slows down and jump distance increases. Next is the Shadow Knight. His shadow fights beside him. We get a little Shadow Knight that we can bring into existence. And it's much like the giant bat soul, where you only need to press the button. Next is Black Panther, which gives us the ability to, well, dash. And you were supposed to use this during the Julius fight to escape Grand Cross. Funny thing, you don't actually need it. If you begin walking as soon as he starts to activate the Grand Cross, you should be able to get away from the attack. Don't know why I just saved the game, just a habit. Square creates a revolving... Hold on. Yeah, creates a revolving wall of flames. Accidentally closed down the menu a bit too soon. And that's another just press, and you're good. Switch. Press to create a magic shield. Repels bullets with shield. Giant Ghost provides a protective barrier. So that's 2 protective barriers. Just one's in front and the other is all around. Final Guard. Guards against enemy attacks. Trying my best. I didn't realize he did say Muda. That's awesome. Great armor. Increases our stake by 120%. While active. It's a hold one, so not too great. Catobleps. Or Catoblepass. I prefer Catobleps. Really, down to whoever wants to interpret the name or give a proper pronunciation. Breathes a petrifying cloud into the air. Bone Pillar. Radiates flame. Cagnaza. Punches enemies. Yep, now we've gone full JoJo. Gotta love when you have those moments, especially since when summoning it, it does use a stand cry. That, at least to me, does sound like Aura, 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 the stand cry of Star Platinum. We have Big Golem punches enemies. So it's one of those, you summon it, and then whenever you attack, it attacks enemies. We have the Shadow Knight, again, but we already showed him off. So Creaking Skull. Just summon and let it help. Supports a battle from behind. No, it's attacking the front. I think it's slightly specific with some of them. Medusa Head, ability to stop in mid-air. Yep. And I used this during the Bellore fight. Since, during that second phase, you're either going to be jumping a lot, or you can just Medusa Head and hope you have enough MP to be able to keep attacking him. Persephone. Absorbs enemies' HP with a magical item. We just straight up demon vacuum them up. Okay. Devil transforms into a demon that rushes at enemies. So I think I want that. Yep. We have now hit the part where I can show off the transformations. Manticore transforms into a mystical beast that rushes at enemies. That one's a bit more Dracula-esque. And then Curly transforms into a demon that rushes at enemies, which you saw earlier with that waterfall. Summons Imp, the familiar. Oops. There we go, we got a little imp. Next we have Alistair. Summons the Alistair familiar. And I need to regenerate my MP since that one took the most. So yeah, we have 2 familiars in the game. And they're both kind of awful when you consider them in the same context as, say, Symphony of the Night familiars. And again, haven't really had the chance to get any familiars in Symphony of the Night, so I wouldn't know. And finally, Death. Summons Sickles. Attacks enemies using sickles. And now we're on to the Enhanced Souls, or Enchant, whichever one you think is right. Because I genuinely can't remember and both make sense. We're starting off with Headhunter. Collect souls to increase its strength. So for the number of souls you have, it will increase your base stats. And this counts for duplicate souls. And considering how many of these are just a stat increase, I'll just go right by them and then on to the next one. So next is Skula, which you've seen, allows us to go underwater. And makes us sink like a rock. Next is Succubus, absorbs enemies' HP when an ordinary attack is delivered. You saw this during the Let's Play, right before the Graham fight, and then a bit after the Graham fight. If you combine the Succubus, Giant Bat, and Flame Demon souls, it allows you with the powers of Dracula. So, while in bat form, you can throw fireballs. That's about it. Next is Gremlin, increases luck by 8. What it says on the 10. Peeping Eye, identifies breakable walls. This was also shown during the Let's Play. If there was a hidden wall, then the wall itself would have an effect on it that I think would be best described as 2 white circles that are pulsating. And I can pull a clip from the Let's Play of the effect and slap it in right over there. Next, Undying. Walks on water's surface. Yeah, it sure does. And you can still go into the water. It just acts as a fall-through platform. Also, of course, elephant in the room. You can pronounce Undying as Undyne or Undine or Undyne. You know, all the different ways is to say a word by using every single sound for each of the letters. Next, we have the Zombie Officer. Jumping while taking damage restores health. I've never actually had the soul activate. I never had it on at all, and it's kind of confusing how it works. I assume it's that if you get hit, by pressing the jump button, you can restore a bit of HP, but I'm not sure how it works with those stronger attacks that don't knock you back. Next, we have the Iron Golem. Withstand a lot of damage without flinching. Well, this one would just allow us to take a hit and just keep going. Next is Dead Warrior. Deflect normal attacks by pressing up and B. I feel like I'm missing something here. Huh. This might be one of those weird souls that is kind of lost because of the whole deflect normal attacks by pressing up and B. Considering B is attack and up and B is our bullet soul, I think Dead Warrior's, 1, a mistranslation there, and 2, if it's not, just unusable. Huh. Interesting. Flesh Golem. Enjoys eating the oddest things. Now this one isn't really capable of being shown. Well, it's kind of hard to figure out, really. But essentially it means you can eat rotten meat and not have the downside of poison from rotting me. And I don't remember if the soul itself, well, makes it so you can't eat normal things. Next we have Tsujinoko. Allows you to buy goods at cheaper prices. This is just used for Hammer's shop, so you end up getting the items at a cheaper price, as it says. And I did use this to buy the Soul Eater ring, since otherwise the $300,000 you need to get it is a bit out there. Not the hardest, because it only goes down to, what, 240,000? Giant Worm. When motionless, HP are gradually restored. If I had any health missing, it would be restoring very slowly. Next is Wooden Golem. MP recovery rate is increased. My goodness, it's so fast. Yeah, those ones are very meh. Next is Zombie. Becomes stronger when poisoned. I showed this off during the Let's Play early on when I was poisoned, and I believe during the Headhunter fight. It basically works like the Headhunter soul, except with you being poisoned, and to a smaller amount than the Headhunter soul, as Headhunter really is powerful. Lubricant. Gains strength as it loses HP. So for this, the lower our HP, the stronger we get. Can't really show it off, but at the same time, it's one of those souls that for me personally, I don't think I'd ever use, because the incentive to get maximum benefits means playing on essentially 1 HP, and I don't want to risk that. So next we have the Basilisk. Defensive strength increases and offensive strength decreases. So as you can see there, we're gaining, what, 31 defense and losing 45 attack. Ariness increases experience points by 120%. So just your standard get extra experience fast. Mimic increases money as damage is incurred. So my understanding of this is if we were to take damage, we would gain money equal to the damage. Yeah, I never really used a lot of the enchant souls just because I never really saw many of them as useful. I mean, a few I swapped to because they were helpful. Archdemon restores MP as damage is inflicted upon him. So when we take damage, our MP restores. Poison Worm, immunity to poison. Ectoplasm, immunity to curses. Gargoyle, immunity to petrification. Skeleton Knight, strength is increased by 4. Minotaur, strength is increased by 8. Golem, strength is increased by 12. Triton, strength is increased by 16. White Dragon, con is increased by 4. Quetzalcoatl, con is increased by 8. Gorgon, con is increased by 12. Dead Crusader, con is increased by 16. Red Crow, int is increased by 4. Lilith, int is increased by 8. Bale, int is increased by 12. Stolas, int is increased by 16. Ghost Dancer, luck is increased by 4. Gremlin, luck is increased by 8. Yeah, the very end is just a bunch of our standard stat ups. And then you have the trio of Petrification Immunity, Curse Immunity, and Poison Immunity. There are no other statuses that you could be immune to. As the final boss's specific status that seals your souls, you can't avoid it. And with that, I have gone over all the souls. I haven't properly shown off most of their effects, but some are honestly very confusing to activate. I mean, what was it? Zombie Officer? No, Dead Warrior. Dead Warrior doesn't make any sense because of how up and B is used. So with that, that's the end of the Soul Showcase. Very sorry it wasn't as in-depth as showing off, okay, here's literally how every soul works and is activated, as I don't see a lot of people honestly using some of the souls. Like, the Mimic is nice if you want a money grind and you're in a safe enough location. But because you have to take damage to get money, that means you have to find a safe location right next to a save station that has an enemy. Then you need to unequip your armor, probably your weapon as well if you're using the Claim Soleil, and maybe your accessory at that, because if it's any accessory that increases defense, then you're taking less damage. But essentially, you have to carefully make sure that you're on purpose taking damage from the enemy until you're low enough on health. Then you run back to the save room and heal and save. That way, then, if anything goes wrong, you aren't losing out on all the money you just got and all the time you just spent. Honestly, you're probably better off going with the gold ring, and in the area where we first found the Mimic and where I ground for the Mimic and Gargoyle Soul, you have a chest that, when attacked, opens into a bunch of rippers. If you have the gold ring on, each of those rippers has a chance of dropping 1,000 gold. That just seems like a better option. Plus, you're level grinding at the same time. So, Mimic just kind of doesn't work. Oh, and I just remembered. We have abilities, which I showed throughout the game. We have the Gravekeeper. Backstep by pressing L. Skeleton Blaze. Slide by pressing down and A. Malphus. Jump in mid-jump. Kicker Skeleton. Kick during a double jump. And Kicker Skeleton does allow you to angle it. Hippogriff. Perform a high jump by pressing L in mid jump. And there's no limit to this. And you don't even take damage from doing that, so that's awesome. And truly, finally, Galamoth. Recognize places in which time has been stopped. Now this is impossible to show off without the Chronomage, but because it was there in the Let's Play, well, I can just, again, have a clip like right over there of the effect working. So, no need to worry about that. So anyway, thank you all for coming down to my neck of the woods. I sincerely hope you have an excellent rest of your day. And farewell.